everybody. It's Tea Talks with Chelsey, who is me. And this is Monday night, and we're going to have a great time tonight. Oh my goodness. I am so excited because Saturday night past was amazing. I don't know if you missed Saturday night, Ladies Revival Night. You missed something amazing. It was so fun. We had amazing people on. I'm using amazing a lot. It's because it was so good. We had Michelle Gaby, we had Janet Mills, and we had Brynn Shamp, who is our guest tonight as well. So we're going to dive deeper with Brynn and expand more on what she was talking about Saturday night. It was so good, and I just wanted more of it. And that's what you get tonight. You get more of Deep Talks with Brynn Shamp tonight, and practically what this looks like to live God, to live with God on this earth. What does it mean? How does it look like? In the middle of stress, in the middle of anxiety, in the middle of our kids, in the middle of our jobs, what does it look like practically to have God in the center of all of it? And so you're going to want to take some notes. I know every single time I do this show, there's always rich information that's being passed on. And this is so good. It's so good for us to lean on each other because you know what? We just don't know everything, we need each other to lean on each other and to get good advice, get good resources from each other. And it's so good. And also be ready to know some of the resources you can get from Brynn Shamp, some of the things that they have. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to bring her on right away. I got to slow down. I just want you to know tonight, this is my cup. There we go. Oh no, admit it. Life would be boring without me. That is the cup for the night. I am just drinking straight black tea, but it is so needed. Oh my goodness. Where are you all from tonight? Hello, Dawn. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Helena. Megan and Sherry. You are watching. Oh, Sarah, you are watching from Moravian Falls. I wonder if you know the Shamps. We have Donna watching from Tennessee, New Hampshire, Texas. Yes, Brooke. Hi, Brooke. Kate from Fort McMurray. Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody. This is so fun. From Florida, Minnesota. Dawn, I think I've said this before to you that I had to try. I was a part of a play and I had to play a part that was someone from Minnesota. And I always got the accent wrong. I wish I could hear the accent from Minnesota because I probably have an accent for you. But this is exciting. Ontario. Yes. Ontario, BC. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, everybody, for logging on. We have Australia. Raquel, I love that. Dawn, you're laughing because I think we've talked about this before. Yes. Well, if you're joining, if this is their first time, let me know. My name is Chelsey Johnston, and you've joined Tea Talks with Chelsey, who is me. And what we do is we talk to one particular person and we dive deep. We get deep into what it looks like living with God practically in our lives. And we have a pastor here from India. Amazing. Welcome. Raquel, this is your first time. Well, welcome to Tea Talks. This is so exciting. If, again, you missed Saturday night's show called Ladies Revival Night, you can find it on Voice of Revival's Facebook page, which is probably what you're on right now. You're going to want to click it and spend some time in worship, be prepared for communion because we did communion, and have a good time listening to the many laughter jokes and just how Holy Spirit just showed up. It was so awesome. I loved it. You really want to go back and listen to that on another time because it was so good. So good. Tonight we have Brynn Shamp. We're going to talk about comparison and what that does in our lives. And I'm just so excited. And so, of course, the many, many things that Brynn has been a part of and does. My goodness, she wears so many hats. This is good. Hi from New York. Hello, Sebastian. Yay, Sebastian. Sebastian Uluru and his wife, Melke, are amazing people. They're from they live in BC right now, but I know that they're from different parts of the world. But Sebastian and Steve have an amazing show called Voice of Hope. And they prophesy, they encourage, they pray for you. And I believe it's on at 7 Pacific time. I'm not quite sure what time that would be, but yes, please, Sebastian, put up your information there because I want everybody also to go over there after this show because you guys are amazing. But I want to show you the promo for Ladies Revival Night because we do this every last Saturday of the month. And without further ado, we will have Brynn Shamp on right after. Enjoy. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. It's E-Revival Night. Hi, Brynn.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. It's so surprising sometimes when it just shuts and you're like, oh, here we are.
Yes, here I am. Oh my gosh.
This is going to be so good. Everybody, this is Brynn Shamp. I'm going to let her introduce herself here. Guys, listen up because she has got so much to share. This is so good.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so for those of you that would just go right into it. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brynn Shamp. I am the co-founder and executive director of Destiny Encounters International. I founded it alongside my husband, Charlie Shamp, which a lot of you are probably familiar with. And so that is who I am. Actually, that's only a fraction of who I am.
Yeah.
I am a mother of 3, homeschool. Wow, I do a lot of different things. I know you're like, she wears so many hats. So where do you want to start, Chelsey? A little bit more about me?
You're an entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah. And then I have a blog, which I've rebranded. It's called Chronicles of Grace and Glory. It used to be called Diary of a Preacher's Wife. I love to write. I love creative writing. So you can check that out if you want to hear more like how I met my husband, testimonies of our different travels or overseas stuff.
So cool.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. When you say it, you're like, oh yeah, I do.
I'm like, wait, no, I'm not. Those are all, there's so much more.
There is. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So good. So yeah, where are you from? You know, like your life story, how you grew up kind of thing.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So originally I'm from Syracuse, New York, which is upstate New York. I grew up there in a Christian home. Yeah, so amazing. I grew up in a Christian home with loving parents. I got saved when I was 4 years old in a vacation Bible school. I still remember it. It was a powerful time. I got filled with the Holy Spirit when I was 10 years old, also in Sunday school. So for those of you who don't like doing children's ministry, I just feel impressed to tell you that you are impacting the next generation. And it's not the next generation, it's the now generation. So
come on.
Just there's my plug. Not that I'm like a children's pastor, but a lot of times that those encounters happen when you're young and they transform your life. So I was saved when I was 4. I was baptized in the Holy Spirit when I was 10 years old, and I received a call into missions when I was 12 years old. Also in Sunday school, when I heard a missionary, I know now that I'm telling it, when I was 12 years old, yes, I heard a missionary from Cambodia who was talking about her life as a missionary. And I just remember feeling like this heat and this presence all over me. And she had these little cards that was like, if you feel called that maybe that's what you want to do with your life, turn them in. And I remember leaving with my friends because I'm 12, down the whole hall and then being like, I have to go back. And I gave that card. And then my first missions trip was when I was 14 years old. I got my passport at 14. I went international with youth group. They did not want me to go on a team. And talk about religion. We could talk about all the things, but overcoming obstacles, like literally they did not want, I had to sit down with the youth pastor, like, why do you want to go? We don't want you on the team. I'm like, okay, well, I felt, I had to share my story about how I was called when I was 12 years old. I don't have natural gifts like musically or singing or like what would be, what they would use for the team, right? So I don't know. I went on it. It was life changing. And then I continued to go on missions trips every summer until Bible college. And that's where I felt the call to overseas ministry, which is why when I did marry Charlie when I was like, I think I was 22, and we started Destiny Encounters, one of the pillars of the foundation of our ministry was we're going to do overseas ministry. We're going to do crusades and things like that. So that's just one aspect of how I grew up. But I grew up in the church, and I grew up, knowing that God had a destiny in ministry. That's why I've always been sort of focused on that.
Wow.
Is that good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I should look at the comments while we're doing this. Yes.
And I just want to say, for those who are watching, you can pop some questions in if ever you just like, oh wait, I want to ask how that was, or anything of those questions. We'll try our best to get to them.
Yeah.
And we'll see how the night goes. But I'm so happy actually that you mentioned about the fact that you were saved when you were 4, and then you went on a tangent by saying a good one too, by saying like, if there's someone here that does children's ministry and you think that you're not affecting anyone or anything like that, you actually are. That's the generation of the now, right? And it's
for sure
it's powerful, because how many times do we just, it's just another Sunday, or it's just another little song, but these kids are so like small and they're sponges, and they're getting everything that you're giving off. So thank you. Like, that's powerful. If anyone's a children's minister person right now,
receive it. You're blessed.
Yes.
It's seriously, it's a calling, but people think I don't like kids, I don't want to do it. Right.
Yeah.
But literally that's what's shaping our society, is what you're giving into them is what's coming out. So if you have a situation in your community or your high schools or what have you. I've worked in so many different departments in the church, from like cleaning the toilets to the children's ministry to the hospitality team to the front door greeter. We could write a whole ministry protocol book on it. But seriously, you are so valued and appreciated, and you should know that you're not just babysitting. There's no small Holy Spirit. You're imparting into those children, and you're shaping the current generation. Because people always say the next generation. And it's like, no, they're right now. They're not the future. They're now. They're what's happening now. So anyways, we weren't talking about kids.
Yeah, not at all.
I just have 3 of them.
And you homeschool them.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I have a 15-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So the 15-year-old is homeschooled. The 10-year-old went to private school this year. And then the toddler is a toddler.
Living the life, right?
Her best life. Yes.
Oh my goodness. I remember my son, my oldest right now, who's 13. At the time he was starting elementary, kindergarten at 4, because his birthday's in September. His first thing is that he wanted to bring his Bible to school to show his friends the Bible. And I was just like all the fears came into, what if they make fun of him? What if they don't understand him? And then I'm just like, yes, go ahead. Because God's like, stop. This is, he's 4. He wants to share my word. Like, let him do it in his own way. And it was just like, oh man, they teach us so much, our kids, and kids who aren't even ours teach us so much. So
right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anybody have children out there? What?
They do. They all do.
We have Jordan here too. Hi, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan. She's got a baby.
Yeah. But
oh my gosh.
you do so many things. It's like, oh my goodness. Where do we start? No.
Where do we start? Are we talking about practically what I do for the ministry? I can talk about that.
Yes. That'd be great.
Yes. All of it. All of it. Just you name it. Here I am. So it's just like I said, like I have no natural, I'm pretty mediocre, like average. I have no natural giftings or abilities that would make me feel like, oh, this is what I need to be, right? So speaking to all the normal people, there's a call for you. Okay. All the normals out there, listen, God can use you. If he can use me, he can use you. So things that I wasn't naturally gifted in, and I would go like, I have the mind of Christ. I can do this. I don't know if that's what the scripture was intended to mean, but I would lay hands on my head and say, I have the mind of Christ. So I'm talking about when you're starting a 501c3 and you need to know tax laws and you need to contact a CPA and you need to get accounting and you need to do all of these things that have to do with really starting a business to make sure you're legal in the United States. That's my role. That's what I do. And so, early on, over 10 years ago when we founded it, it was like, I don't know. They don't teach this in Bible school. They teach a lot of Bible, a lot of, I don't know why my hands are going like this. They teach a lot of evangelism, a lot of spiritual gifts, all of that.
All the 5 things.
But if you're not fivefold or you're like, I don't know where I fit in this picture, you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? So yeah, I've always had a gift of administration. That's my strength. And even if it wasn't at a time, I would just believe in faith that whatever gift I need for the day, I will have it. So
come on.
If you're not walking in it right now, it doesn't mean you can't walk in it, because it's limitless. With God, you partner with God, there's no limitation. And that's the reality. There doesn't have to be a limit on your mind, on your knowledge, on your understanding, because if you want to launch into something, whether it's even a ministry, a business, like whatever, I heard a mentor say, gosh, what did you say? You don't lack finances, you lack knowledge. Because if you had the knowledge to do it, the finances will come. So a lot of people don't take risks because they think, well, I don't have the extra $200 or I don't have the extra $1,000 or whatever it is to incorporate or pay the legal fees or whatever. So I can't take that step. But really what you miss is the knowledge. And so you surround yourself with people that know more than you, because if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room, right? I've heard that a lot of times. Like if you're the one everybody's looking at, you're in the wrong room. You're not learning. You could be leading, but you need to go learn from someone else. So I'm talking really fast. All that to say is that I lay hands on myself and say, I have the mind of Christ and I operate in a spirit of excellence. So if you know me at all, like on a personal level, I will say things like when we work with our volunteers for hosting conferences, I would say, let me teach you about a spirit of excellence. Everything we put our hand to do, and I even tell this to my kids, everything we put our hand to do, we do it as unto the Lord. Whether you're filing stuff, you're putting envelopes on the chair, you're greeting somebody at the door, you do it as unto the Lord, because the Lord sees that and he honors the heart. And so all that to say that I had to learn a lot. And so I do a lot behind the scenes. A lot's delegated. Of course, I can't do everything at the same, all the same time. And speaking to that, I've always said I will be my authentic self, or maybe there was a season where I felt like I had to present myself in a certain way, because that's what you see like first ladies, or you see women of God, or they present themselves in a certain way, but that's a caricature. That's a character. And so it may be who they are, but I promised myself, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to always be real. And I'm always going to present myself so that if you meet me at Walmart with my kids, that it's going to be the same interaction no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love that.
That's what I was saying. So let me take a drink. This is my mug for tonight. This is the vintage Shasta. One day I will own one of those, but hold on.
Yes. I love it.
I know. I do so much effort. Oh yeah. that was the point, is that accepting that you don't have to sit, you could be, well, how do you do it all? I don't. Yeah. I don't do it all. Are you kidding me? You'd lose your mind.
Yep.
I have the mind of Christ, but I don't want to lose that, right? Like, come on.
You would lose your mind, boundaries, but not the Christ's mind.
I would lose it all. If you were trying to do everything every minute and look perfect and act perfect and live in your glory bubble and, you know, do all the administration and pay the taxes and do the homeschool. No. You got to have boundaries. You got to have boundaries.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't, where are we going?
Yeah, no, it's good because we were talking about how you do it all, or how do you, you know, put God in the middle of doing the administration thing, and that you pray on yourself to put the mind of Christ. And
I definitely hands on myself.
Yeah.
Prophesy over yourself in the mirror, but even understanding that, like, you can't being dualistic in nature, saying this is my natural man and this is my spiritual man, and somehow I have to join them together. I don't believe that. I don't believe in being dualistic. I believe that I am renewed. I am regenerated. I am transformed and transfigured, spirit, soul, and body. So when I enter into salvation and I enter into communion with Christ and we're one, that there is no separation. So it's not like when people go, oh, I really haven't been close to the Lord lately, or I really need to get back into the word, or you hear those expressions like I really have been far away or something like that. And I am not going to limit myself that it's in my strength that holds the relationship with Christ. No, he holds me in his hands. I'm in communion with him, and I'm not going to do the cross a disservice or dishonor to say that it's in my strength and how many hours did I pray and how many verses did I read, because that's works. That's not grace. I live in communion with Christ. And so I can't compartmentalize and say, when I'm watching the kids, it's not holy, or when I'm cleaning the chicken
bathroom
coop, or
floor,
like whatever I'm doing, like this isn't spiritual. Maybe it's not a spiritual experience to you, but I live in the spirit, right? You live in the spirit. We don't walk in the flesh. We don't walk according to our sinful nature anymore. We're renewed. So everything we do is an overflow of that. We were talking about that on Saturday night. Everything I do it unto the Lord, because when we talk about doing it all, when we talk about my ministry that I founded with my husband, he's the face of the ministry. He's out there preaching. I never wanted to preach. I never had a desire to be in front of anybody. I had fear of, no.
Oh, wow.
No, people, no. Okay, no, I'm an introvert. I'm an Enneagram 5. I want to sit at home and read a book, and I will pray for you and clap for you and tell all of you women preachers that you can take the world. I didn't want to do that. I was like, I will organize the mess out of this crusade. It'll be fine. But then, like, in my journey, what I realized is I was hiding behind fear, because as a people pleaser, as someone that was like the good girl who's always pleasing everybody and doing what was right and following directions and following the rules, that you're still going to disappoint everybody. And you can hide behind a fear of failure or perfectionism, which leads to procrastination. So you're not really fulfilling your purpose because you're hiding behind a mask that says, like, that's not me. So fast forward to 2015 and 2016, we were like traveling the nations. We were all over the world, and we spent 3 months in England, and then we went home, and then another 3 months in England. We lived over there. We did ministry, but a lot of that ministry, what it looked like for me was doing laundry, homeschooling the kids, being in the house, taking them down to parks while my husband preached, getting them to bed at 8:00 so they would be like on a good schedule.
Right.
While my husband was preaching signs, wonders, miracles, people getting out of wheelchairs, gold dust, like all of that was happening. I was there, but I wasn't there. So you have to know also that in communion with Christ and in communion with your spouse, that you're one in the spirit, that you operate out of a spirit of unity, and it has to be real to you, because if it's not real to you, then you get in competition.
Yeah.
And so if you get into competition with your spouse, then you do get into the flesh because you're trying to prove yourself. You're trying to prove your worth. You're trying to prove your anointing. You're trying to say, I'm just as important as he is. But when you enter into rest and you live in communion, it doesn't matter where my husband is in the world. Like, I'm there and I have a part in it.
That's right.
And it took me a long time to get to that place though, because we did the overseas stuff. And then in 2016, I was like, okay, I'm just going to do it. Like, yes, this is my year of the yes. Like when I went into 2017, like, I think there's a book. I don't know. I was like, year of the yes. If you ask me, I'll do it. I preached on 4 continents. I preached North America, South America, Africa, and Europe. Like,
wow.
What? I didn't even want to get up though. I was like sweating, throwing up before. I was like, Lord, no, this is not. But anyways, I was like, I'm going to be obedient. This is what I'm just going to do. Yeah. And so I did that for a season, and then I was pregnant with baby number 3. And so now I'm home the last 3 years. I've been home with the baby, and she's a toddler. And I have to, for me and for the other women out there that are maybe married to preachers, or maybe they don't feel connected in ministry or something like that, you have to recognize that whatever you put your hand to do, you do it unto the Lord. And when you do that, you partake of the harvest. So when my husband's overseas preaching to 400,000 people in Pakistan, and I'm like crying, trying to put the kids to bed, I'm like, oh, Jesus, I could have been there. You know what I mean? Like, the kids, you take priority for me. I'll say yes when the Lord says to go. Yeah, to be a fence, take the wheel, do it all, Lord. But yeah, I've been on a journey. I've been on a journey.
It's so key though, what you're saying, because like, I know personally, there was a time where I would compete with my husband, and I'd be like, well, I want to do that, and I'm meant for that. And, we go through that whole, like, me, myself, and I, when we don't realize that we're actually there with them when they go, or when I've gone and he hasn't, he's there with me. So it's not just me. Even if I was to go, it's not just me going, right? It's that whole, so God really totally wiped me clean of that whole concept of just me, myself, and I concept of going. Like, no, he made us one, just like we're one with God. He's made us one with our partner. And whenever he goes, I'm there with him. And so when I'm back at home with the kids and working at the high school and everything, it's like I'm doing what God has called me to do. I'm impacting my children who are going to be world changers one day, And like, so I'm really glad that you said that, because it really is it's a real feeling that we compare, which is our topic of the night,
which is our topic. Yes.
And how that rolls into each other.
Bring it right in. I love it because, what I was just driving down the road. I've started a whole new routine, and we'll talk about my lovely routine later, but I was driving down the road and I had this thought pop, and I thought, well, maybe I read, like, I'll give credit to whoever said it. Like, it's not an original thought for sure. It's comparison is the thief of creativity. I don't know where I read it, but I'm like, that's too good for somebody to not already have said that, right? I'm not claiming to be the author of that statement, but I'm going to share it with you guys because I was driving down the road and the thought popped into my head, and I was like, oh man, why do we hide? Like, why do we shut down? Yeah. Why do we not express ourselves in our like authentic self, be comfortable with ourselves? And ultimately, I think it goes back to comparing yourself, like, well, she's doing it better. I'm going to talk to women, but men, or he's doing it better, or like, in whatever space that you want to be in and you see somebody else doing it better, you maybe compare yourself and limit yourself and say, well, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. And so that's what when I was sharing it on a Saturday night, I just thought about how each person is designed so unique and so different. Obviously, there's only one of you, and we need you to show up. We need you to show up in your space, whatever that looks like artist, not an artist, like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, creativity doesn't have to be limited to like, I'm a painter or a poet. It's just the way that you live, right? the overflow, because you're partnered with the creator himself. And I think I touched a little bit on how it's the prophetic ministry, how your words were, I know somebody else said this one too. Your words create worlds.
Yeah.
So you are co-creating through the prophetic with the creator. And if you can tap into the creative realm, I mean, he created everything around us. If you can tap into the frequency of heaven and you can manifest, and I'm not talking about the weird manifest, I'm talking about manifesting as a son or daughter of God, manifest your destiny because you're partnering with him. That's a creative act. That's creativity, you know? So, yeah. Did you want to say something? Did you want to add to that?
No, I just think it's so good. So the way that God spoke to you about a comparison is the thief of creativity is the way that God spoke to me. I would say maybe about 4 years ago. I was lying in bed and I wasn't like, I really didn't do much. I wasn't working. I was just home with my 2-year-old at the time. God's like, just get your computer and start writing. Cause I've always had this, I want to vlog or I want to blog or I want to just, I know I've got some good stuff in me, but I don't know how to get it out. And I'm watching, Instagram was at its peak. I would probably say about 4 years ago, right? Like everybody's there and everybody's got something and their vlogs were really, really strong too. And I was like, I know I'm meant to do this. And how do I'm going to do this? And then I get into my whole I'm looking over here because that's where I'm in my room and that's where my bed is. But anyway,
that is your memorial. That is your altar. That is your moment you had with the Lord right there. Honor
right
it.
There on my bed.
Yes.
And I'm just lying there, just like, God, I want to do this stuff, but there's so many people that do the same thing. There's so many people that are talking about this, inspiring and motivating. Like, why do we need another motivator? Why is there like who would really watch this? Who would really want to know anything I have to say? Like, who am I? That whole woe is me kind of, tantrum talk that I was doing with God, and God's saying, well, because you're a personality that nobody else has, that somebody needs to hear. And I want you to say what you need to, what I'm calling you to say, because somebody else needs to hear it. Because I didn't give that to somebody else to say, I gave it to you. It really hit me about that uniqueness that you were saying, that we are all unique and that we need to show up because somebody's waiting for us to show up. Like that is powerful what you're saying. And so talking about, comparison and how it's a thief that steals your creativity. Is there something in your life that you've experienced this particular thing, that it's like it stole some creativity, and perhaps maybe you'd be able to walk us through that?
I told you I wouldn't be caught off guard. I would be like, whatever. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so vulnerable. Okay, Chelsey, I see you. I'm just like trying to think of a moment. I have to say that I kill my own dreams. So here's my confession to everyone. I wrote a blog about it, which I haven't written in a year, because when you get into your about how I killed it. So I had a dream that I killed it, and it's okay because the Lord knows. The Lord knows. We get into an idea that we have, and then we get we want to be creative. I had a book idea, which I never finished it. Why did I not finish it, and why should I finish it? I did not finish it because of perfectionism, because of fear of failure, because I go, ooh, then that's going to really be out there in the world. And I kind of like this mysterious, nobody knows who I am. They know Charlie, but they don't know who I am. You know what I mean? I'm not out there. I haven't been out there in the last 3 years preaching. I haven't, just maybe a couple of times with our local events, but it's so easy to hide behind this illusion of what people want to believe you are. And I read if you ever read any of Dr. Caroline Leaf's stuff, I think she shared other people's expectation of me is not my responsibility. So the last 2 years has been a lot of this is not answering your question, but it's been a lot of like inner work, because I was like, well, why don't I want to put that out? Why do I stop myself anytime I like have a preach and I want to like teach something online? Why do I keep going back to like, no, that's not me? Well, we're supposed to change and grow and evolve and get rid of our fear and just go for it and show up. And one of my friends was like, during COVID and all that, she was like, keep showing up. I love what you're doing. Just keep showing up. So I wrote it down on a 3x5 card, and I tell her like every day, and I stuck it to my mirror. And anytime I was like, oh, like I just want to cry, I just stay at home starting a farm out here because that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? Like just a pity party for myself. I would look at that and say, keep showing up. Keep showing up as what? Keep showing up as me, because that's all I got, people. Like it's whoever God created you to be, that's what you need to show up as, because that's what the world needs. So I realized that I didn't put out the book I wanted to publish because I maybe was going about it the wrong way. Maybe it got rejected. It's okay. But, oh, Chelsey, where'd you go? Anyways, I had to do a lot of work, inner work with myself over the last couple years, and realized that there were some fears that I was still holding on to that I hadn't let go of. There was, oh, you're back. I just didn't know what to do.
Oops.
I don't know. I was talking about why I didn't do it. So fear, perfectionism, realizing like once it's out there, you can't get it back. And then going back to like, I needed to do some personal work, like healing different things, learning how to keep promises to myself, recognizing who God made me to be. My personality is not your personality. Like this is, you know, what it's going to be. Then working with God on maybe some past unforgivenesses or bitterness or like whatever that I would carry into the season I didn't need to carry. You know what I mean? Like you got to let go. And so the last couple years, that's what I have been doing because I've been home with kids. So I decided like, I don't need another prophetic word. You know, I don't need direction. I don't need,
I
don't need, like, I don't need somebody to prophesy over me anything right now. I'm going to go to the Father and say, okay, you know what? I think I'm not really showing up. Like I need to do that, you know? So
good.
One thing I've learned also is that, and I talk a lot over on Instagram, on the stories, and cause I just like it. I don't know. I just like sharing instead of writing it all out. I'm going to like share a little video or something like that. And so in September I was like, let's like do something topically like every month. And so I said, September, we're going to rewrite the stories you tell yourself. So rewrite the stories that you tell yourself in your mind.
Wow.
If you don't understand what I'm saying, is that a lot of times you have inner dialogue and you maybe believed a lie that was told to you from childhood and you didn't realize you even carried it into adulthood. So let's take this time to do some inner work and rewrite the stories you're telling yourself. Why aren't you showing up?
Yeah.
For me, I always told myself I wasn't strong enough. So I began working out at the gym. Like, because if you change your daily habits, like if you change your habits, you can change your life. And consistency beats perfection. So if I make, like, how strong is my mind that I could believe a lie or whatever, whoever's watching, there is something from childhood. It doesn't matter how much therapy you've had. Like you have to work, you have to want the healing, right? Like you could go to Sozo, you could do theophostic healing, you could break the altars and the fractures, you could get deliverance, you could do all of that, right? And I love all of that. But at some point in your life, you're going to have to decide, this is not my story. This was written for me. And so I'm going to change the story. I'm going to change the dynamic because God wants to write this story with me and we're going to rewrite it. And so that's just something that I worked on, because it could be a lie about your identity. It doesn't have to necessarily be like, oh, who you are in Christ. Like We know you're not a sinner. We know you're saved by grace. We know you're a saint. We know you walk in the spirit. We know you don't walk according to the flesh. You know all that. I hope you know all that.
Yeah.
I hope you don't live thinking you're just a wretched sinner, you know? But
Yeah.
what about the other lies that, you know, people have all kinds of issues mentally. And so work on that. Start with forgiving yourself, right?
Yeah.
And start with like a positive, like if you think you're not strong enough, you can't do that, you're not disciplined. Like for me, I only worked out 6 days in a row. Like that's it. And then I quit on myself. I could print a calendar out. I could come on and tell everybody, hey, we're going to do this. And then I consistently always quit on myself. But I was like, why do I do that? Oh, I do that because I believe I'm not strong enough, because I believe these other people in my life were stronger. Oh, that goes back to comparison. Oh, my twin brother is stronger than me, right? I have a twin. I grew up with 2 boys. So they were always stronger.
Oh, wait.
What?
You have a twin?
Yeah, I have a twin brother. Sorry, I left that out then.
Oh, okay.
Are you a twin? I don't know.
No, only one me.
Well, there's only one me, but like,
yes,
when we compare ourselves, like I was like, why do I think I'm not strong? Oh,
yeah,
I had brothers that I compared myself to. Like,
wow.
No, you know what I mean? So number 1, I have some notes. Rewrite the story.
Rewrite the story
that you tell yourself. You could do that. You could get creative with God. You can write affirmations. You could take not a magic marker. Please don't do that. You could take a whiteboard marker and put it on your window or your mirror or sticky note. Well, I like to do it on the mirror because you look at yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror. So
yeah.
And keep the promises you made to yourself. A lot of times we put others first, as women, as mothers, just as someone that wants to meet the needs of other people. Maybe you always prioritize other people, even to your own detriment, to your health, to your physical well-being, to your spiritual well-being. But when you change your mindset and you change the stories that you tell yourself, you can also begin to keep the promises, even if it's like, I'm going to go to bed at 10 o'clock every night, or something small that you have always been like, oh, well, this came up and I have to do the laundry or whatever. No, I don't have to do the laundry. Go to bed, sister.
Go to bed.
Get your rest. You can't replace sleep, you know? So, anyways, with the promises, that has to do with your habits and how you can change your daily lifestyle. When you start putting value on who you are, it's not selfish. When you say, like, this is the commitment I made to myself, nobody even has to know about it, but you keep that promise. You're keeping the word to yourself. You're placing value in yourself. You begin to rewrite the story and how you even see yourself.
That's right. And this is how God sees you. He sees you valued, and he's giving you all the blessings and the promises. And so if we aren't true to ourselves, or if we don't value ourselves, it's almost like we're saying, well, you know, the cross really was nothing, right? If we don't value our life, then we don't value what the cross did for us. And so it's a real mind change. And I, like, personally, I know I've been there too, where it's like, you know, just talking about going to bed at 10 o'clock or 10:30, and then it's past 11:30 and I'm like, oh, why? Or exercising, like you were saying, the consistency of it all, you know? And I think the key too is to not beat yourself up and to not go back into that comparison game, because that's what steals your joy of doing what you've set yourself out to do. And it steals also even more creativity of what God wants you to further do. Like the next day, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to create? What else are you going to do for your life? Right. If you go into the comparison game again, like you were saying, then it steals that moment. Cause you're just like, oh, well, that person's consistent more than me. Oh, well, I should just, right.
Yeah. Right. No, there's grace for it. There's grace for whatever your goal is. And when you stay in your own lane and you're focused, I have 4 things written on my mirror right now, and it's focus. So like number 1, stay focused. Stay focused on what God called you to do, what he designed you to do, and what you can create with him. Number 2, stay consistent. Be consistent, right? Like, develop that habit, because it has to do with discipline. And if you're not disciplined in small areas of your life, you're not it's going to be a mess down the road.
Yeah.
Number 3, show up, right? Show up. Just show up. Like, be you and show up. And then number 4 is take up space.
Ooh.
Take up space. That's a good one because sometimes you could show up and you're not really there, but it's okay. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm going to take up space today and just expand myself because you're so much bigger in the spirit than you even realize. And it's okay to take up space. You have permission to take up space wherever you are. If it's in your home, if it's in your work, you're not a burden to people. Your emotions aren't a burden to people. Like your promises you're keeping to yourself. If other people have to make adjustments, you negotiate, you work things out, but it's okay for you to use your voice and take up space. So I have those as my reminders so that I don't compare myself to anybody else. And define your own success. What does success mean to you? Because success to me might be different to you. Like waking up and having a cup of coffee and sitting on your front porch and being able to do that might be your definition of success. Not having to go to a 9-to-5 job, that might be success, or millions of dollars, or preaching around the world, or what is success to you? Define it personally, and then don't let anybody tell you what their definition is. Yeah. Because it's for your life, right? And if you focus on that, with God, partnering with God, obviously, and what he called you to do, then I feel like joy, you won't get the joy sucked out of you, like, because you're not comparing,
Yeah. No, it's so good. And I love what this lady said here, Jen. She said, yes, just when I always told my children to make their bed every day because it starts you off with a great step to build on each day. And it's so true. So true, because this is one of the things that I actually have said too on many different other vlogging moments, where is, start by making your bed. Just make the bed. That's it. Because when you look at it and you made it, you tell yourself, hey, I did that. That's one thing that I start my day off doing something. Now the next step doesn't become so hard to do because you've already done one. Yeah, you can do another, right? So it builds and builds and builds. So it depends on what your term of success means. I love that. So good. Oh my goodness. And so, okay, so talking about comparison.
I have so many more notes. We could just keep going. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, I definitely want to get to the special unboxing.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So no, this is so good. Oh, okay. And by the way, everybody, I took notes, so I hope you took notes. Just fine. I will remind you all at the end of the show what exactly I took notes on. But all I know is everybody needs to buy a mirror. Okay. So
hang it on your wall. Sisters.
Hang it on your wall or get a mirror. But talking about success, Brynn is an entrepreneur as well.
So amazing.
She is a part of this company. I'm going to bring the box up because I got my box today. I'm so excited.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Yeah, you can see it. She got her Thrive sample box.
Okay, I'm going to unbox. You talk away. Go ahead. What is this?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Chelsey, well, you messaged me a while ago about the Thrive, which is, oh wait, you wanted me to talk about why I even do it. Let's go back to that real quick.
Okay.
So I started doing, actually last December, I had seen someone that I had known a long time, and I thought they were like interior designer, but she was like thriving and she was posting these transformations and how she had so much energy. And I was like, girl, I'm tired. I'm drinking 3 cups of coffee a day. My husband's gone. I got these kids. I'm exhausted, right? And so I reached out to her for samples, like what you have, and said, like, what is this? And I did it all wrong. Like there's 3 steps. There's capsule, shake, and a patch, which I'll show you mine, but you'll see them in your box. It's all natural, plant-based, no GMO, gluten-free. It's a vitamin protocol. And I was like, this is too good to be true. So in January, I got samples from her. And then I had so much energy in the 3 days. Like I was cleaning like a crazy woman. And I was like, this is amazing, right?
Wow.
I was still drinking coffee. So then in February, I was like, this is so good. I'm going to order my month's supply, but I also want to become a promoter because if I like it and I'm going to tell people about it. So I'm going to get paid for it because I just do all the direct sales because why not? If I'm going to get a discount, if the product works, if the product is not so good, I probably won't tell you about it, So that's why I started it, mainly energy and mental clarity, because I had so much brain fog from motherhood, from the sleepless nights, from the toddler and teenagers. And then 2020, we had homeschool, like both of them. And so it was like a crazy schedule. I gained probably 25 pounds. I don't use a scale. I never weighed myself to be like, this is how much I weigh. I just got uncomfortable. And so I was like, well, if my pants don't fit, and I'm just wearing dresses all the time, I don't know. Personally, I was uncomfortable. So I was like, oh, this is good for weight loss too, because it gives you energy, gives you mental clarity. I can do my office work in a timely manner. And then I can have the energy to move around. And all I was doing is nature walks and things like that. And so that's my why behind it, because I needed energy. And then of course I wanted to promote the product because why not? So you're going to open.
I'm excited.
Did you already open it?
No, I have no idea what I'm getting into.
Okay. In your box. Ready? Oh, you can show them first. Okay.
I opened it now. Okay, so of course you get this little pamphlet.
It's a direct sales company. It gives you get a pamphlet that tells you how to use it. It's a direct sales company, Lavelle, and Thrive is the 3-step protocol. Those are your dermafusion technology patches. There's no adhesive in it. It's all nectar based, so it sticks to the skin based on plant nectar. So you shouldn't be irritating anybody.
Plant nectar, guys.
Nectar.
You can't get
a Band-Aid or something that has adhesive. You can get an irritation on your skin and stuff. So women's capsules. They have women's and they have men's. Okay. But the proprietary blend is the same. It's just that the men's has 10 milligrams more energy. So inside this packet, you can see on the back that you've got vitamin A, D, thiamine, B2, niacin, B6, B12, chromium. Chromium is great for sugar cravings. Oh my gosh, I do so much research, people. There's 2 capsules in here. You can start with just one. And your month supply would come with a box of, I think it's 30 because it's for the whole month.
Right.
Yeah, so you take these
those 31 days.
Oh yeah, but if you take one capsule, then it's fine. It's fine. But you take these first thing in the morning.
Too fast.
So as soon as you wake up, take it with a glass of water.
Okay, so you pop the capsule open, put it in the water, put my patch on.
Put the capsule. No. Put the capsule in your mouth and drink it.
You need it's a pill.
It's a pill, yeah.
Oh, it's a vitamin pill. Guys, obviously I'm not good with this.
Okay, listen. This is what it looks like. And if it's a men's, it's blue. This is purple.
Look at that. Okay.
Yeah. But the proprietary blend is the same. So I order men's and my husband uses it. And then I do, because it's not like it's got testosterone in it or anything. It's just B vitamins. So we're good on those.
That right now. I'm just saying. No woman needs that. And then we have this.
Women don't. Okay, so that is your lifestyle shake mix. So you got the sample. If you were getting a month's supply, you would get 2 boxes.
Oh my goodness. Look, you have it I love this. This is so good. Look at this, guys.
Girl. I have it because I love this. And I wouldn't tell you. And I lost my double chins. So I'm really excited.
That's yeah.
I lost it. Praise the Lord. So I've got peppermint. You have vanilla. What else do you have?
I do. Okay, wait. I have vanilla mix. I would probably, is there chocolate? Because that's,
Yeah.
It's just,
there's vanilla, chocolate, salted caramel, strawberry.
I got all vanilla.
Okay.
They're all vanilla. I didn't get a mix.
Well, sister, they're good. So 20 to 40 minutes after you take your capsule, you mix. You can start, if you're just starting, you could do half of the packet. But you mix the packet with like oat milk, almond milk, unsweetened, because you don't want to add sugar. Some people mix with juice. No,
not a good idea.
And it's not meal replacement, right? It's not. It's the second step of your vitamin protocol in the morning. So 20 to 40 minutes later. So like you could take your vitamin capsules in the morning, then get up, take your shower, then mix up your shake, right? And this has more vitamins in it, A, C, D, E, thiamine, there's biotin, magnesium. If you're taking vitamin D, you need to combine it with magnesium anyways for it to work on the cellular level. Then zinc, chromium again, which is good for I don't know if it's necessarily appetite suppressant, but it's for sugar cravings. Like I was taking these individually. Like I'm a supplement person. I was taking chromium. I've taken Garcinia cambogia, which is in the patch, which helps with weight management. I take DA, NAC. I take CoQ10, which is in your shake. Guys, if you don't know about vitamins, I'm sorry, but it's my thing. So this is peppermint. And you can order that. It's amazing. Did you know I had all this information about my?
Not at all. Like right there. I love it. And I love how you were like through all the vitamins as if I knew what you were talking about.
Right. Because I don't want people to think like this is my lunch. No, ma'am. No. Food is my love language. You have to know this about me. I love carbs. I love Italian food. I love Mexican food. I love Indian food. I'm going to eat it all. Okay. No body shaming. Okay. I just needed energy.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, because Jen is like a personal trainer, aren't you? Somebody told me you were like licensed, so you probably know all the things too.
I love this.
So there's like a lot of really good things in there. So you take that 20 to 40 minutes later, and then as soon as you take that, slap on your patch.
Slap on the patch, which is right here.
Patch.
And you can put this where? Sorry, I love it.
Like you can put it here. You can put it here.
Okay.
You could put it, I'm opposite.
Like
okay.
If I want to
put it like up by your shoulder on your back. Yeah. Not where there's a lot of fat, but not also where there's like too thin. Like if you do it right here, you might get a little irritated. You can put it on your lower back, the back of your shoulder right here.
Well,
sometimes
if I'm putting it where there's less, I need to put it where there's not much fat, right? Right. So I need to not put it at my lower back.
Well, it's like not that low.
Okay.
Let's just say not that low. But here's like the little diagram. You can see the circles. I love you. You're so funny.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see the circles. I didn't get that picture, but I'm pretty sure in my little thing.
So like the white is the front and then the little circle is the back. So like the front of the wrist, the back of the arm. So anyways,
thank you everybody for laughing.
I use the black label, which is the same as the white label because this has more B vitamins in it. And it also has more energy. It has 19 milligrams more energy. So if you're a coffee drinker, you would want to go with this. And you can see, I came prepared.
With the hand thing.
You can see the back.
Look at that. Okay, yeah, mine has the same
Girl,
thing.
I've been doing this all year. This has changed my life. I'm not even kidding. Jesus, thrive, whatever. It's all good.
You thrive with this. So good.
Yeah.
Got my thrive on. Look at that. Okay, you read the comment? Okay.
Can skinny girls take this? Yes. Some people take it to gain weight because it's a vitamin protocol. It's going to bring your body into balance. It's not marketed as a weight loss program. But people will see results. You'll lose inches because you have all these vitamins and supplements in there that help with your appetite and cravings. So maybe you won't be snacking as much. Like I love a good snack. You know what I mean? Love a good cheese splatter and some dip. Not cheese with the dip, but like chips in a platter. Anyways, salsa. Like I just do. Chick-fil-A fries. Yeah, so good.
Popcorn
right?
All the way. I love the hallelujah.
And there's no shame. There's no shame. Like I am not ever going to shame anybody. I'm not like, this is our weight loss protocol. No, this is for energy, mental clarity, mood support. If we want to get real, it helps I can say what it's done for me. I can't make medical claims, but like reduced inflammation, bloating, things like that. that has helped me, like mood, PMS, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I have consistently started taking it February or March. And I know I've lost over 20 pounds because I did start using a
Since February
scale.
or March of 2021, you've lost 20 pounds.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
because the energy you
Mm-hmm.
gained from all the supplements, now you're feeling
Yeah.
energetic, so you're working out because I've seen on your posts
Right.
and everything, right? So
Right. So what I did was like, because I
wow.
still woke up and had my morning coffee, and then maybe like an hour later, like I would wake up and then I need like 2 cups of coffee before anyone was allowed to speak to me. Like,
I
don't
love that.
talk to me. Mother does not want to talk to you right now. So like literally I needed coffee, needed caffeine. And then I would eat like a donut. So healthy. Like, you know what I mean? Like you pair a carb with your coffee. Like, oh, I need this oatmeal raisin cookie with this coffee. So you're
Yeah.
already your caffeine and your sugar intake, you're already out of balance. So my body was detoxing. My body was so out of balance. And then I was like, let me see how powerful this stuff really is. And so in August, which is was my birthday month, I was like, I'm going to quit drinking coffee and see if this is all that it's cracked up to be, because it's less the amount of caffeine, because there is natural green coffee bean extract in the supplements, but the amount of caffeine is less than half a cup of coffee. So you're not popping caffeine pills. Like I'm not just running off of like a caffeine high here. So I stopped drinking coffee completely.
Yeah.
I had little like headaches, like little withdrawal, which is normal if
Yeah.
you're detoxing.
Yeah.
I upped my water intake to like a gallon a day, which means you're using the restroom a lot. I don't recommend it for everyone because you don't want to like flush everything out. You want to stay hydrated, but
Yeah.
also let your body absorb the vitamins, right?
Yeah.
And then I started like halfway through August, I joined a gym, which I had never ever done in my ever life, ever living life, ever.
Yay.
And you were posting like workouts like all the time. And I was like, oh my gosh, the talk about comparison. I was like, she's so brave. She's working out. Because to me, it's brave. Like I would get anxiety anytime I think about it. That's why I'd only do like 5 workouts and I'd be like, oh, I suck. Like I'm not doing it, you know? So I had a friend who walked me through, who said, okay, when you walk through the doors, this is what the gym looks like. This is what the machines look like. Because I never did it. And I didn't want to do it and need somebody to hold my hand. So I joined the gym and then I go 3 to 4 times a week. And I keep that promise to myself because you have to put I had to put value on that. It sets the day, listen to a podcast, listen to Bible, listen to something educational for me during that hour. And then I go on with my day. And that's what has really, because the lie was I'm not strong enough. I was like, we're going to rewrite the story. I am strong enough. So I'm not going to the gym to lose weight. I'm going to the gym to build muscle.
Come on.
Why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not? I don't care about the number on the scale because I don't. Yeah. Right. And you shouldn't too. Like, if you have those goals, I can work with you. I can help you get a free customer account. We can set you up. We can customize your order and I can help you. Like, I'm not a nutritional expert by any means, but what I noticed for myself personally was so much energy and so much mental clarity, and the stress was gone because I'm not trying to do it all. And I am keeping those promises to myself to drink water, mind my business, get to the gym, do the things. I know somebody asked where it's shipped from.
Yeah.
It's 12 countries. I don't have them all memorized. The United States, Canada, Australia, the Philippines, the UK, and there's some other Asian other countries. But if you message me, you have my Instagram handle. If somebody's interested and they want the product, it's Cyber Monday. What? This is the best day to have me on. You guys are 30% off. I was like, the Lord knew. I've had so much favor because I'll tell you what, I'm not a salesperson. Like, I'm just honest. I'm a researcher. I'm like a nerd. And so I'm going to give you honest information. And I feel like people will listen. I never abuse anybody's trust. So if you tell me you don't like the product, I've sampled it out and some people are like, I don't like it. Okay. Well, thank you for trying it. You know what I mean? No hard feelings, nothing at all. So I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Cyber Monday. So 30% off with the code Cyber30. And that's like a huge deal. Even if you want to try, there's 2-week packs, there's 4-week packs. There's all these other plus line stuff I started taking with like greens. And it's just been an incredible journey. And like I wasn't a salesperson. And so I was like, I don't know. Again, with comparison, I'm seeing all these people, you know, in direct sales, how there's ranks and you have to meet this rank and meet this bonus. And you have to meet this. I've never made any rank ever in any history of direct sales. I just keep buying stuff because I would love the product I was using. Well, in this company, I like made the second rank, got the auto bonus. I'm running for like the getaway. I'm like, how did this?
It's the favor of God on your life.
It's favor because I told myself I'm not going to quit.
That's right.
And that's key because we quit right before the breakthrough happens. And this is something small I did for myself just to get healthy and energized so I could be stable in my hormones, stable in my body, like love to hang out with my kids and my husband and not be like bitter, like, oh, I didn't get to go to the meetings because the kids were crazy. And like, you know what I mean? I want to be that person. So I did it for myself and I said, I'm not quitting. I'm giving it a year. Let's see what happens. And then there's just been so much favor and people that message me that deal with different, that have been dealing with different things like emotionally, and it's helped balance all kinds of stuff. So yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm super excited to start my sample packs. I can't wait. And ladies,
oh my gosh.
Or if there's men watching, this is very good product to do your Cyber Monday Christmas shopping coming up, right?
I know. So, don't forget about yourself this Christmas.
Come on. Oh, that's funny.
Y'all are going to come to me in January like, where's that Cyber Monday deal? Okay.
Yeah.
Get it now. Get it
now. And there's 2 hours left until, well, in my town.
Yeah, it's 10 p.m. here. It's like past my bedtime, but it's fine. Sorry. I'm kidding. It's fine. I love this. This is so great. Yeah. There's so many people commenting. Oh, I'm like leaning into my phone. But yeah, it's been amazing. There's so many different things. And what I want to add, because I don't know what our time limit here is, and we're
gonna end very soon. No, it's good. It's good. We're supposed to end at 10, but it's good because it's good.
I was just gonna say that with favor, like learn to steward with yourself, like learn to steward what God put on the inside of you, because you were going to be responsible for it. And so it's like when you steward the creative gifting, whatever ideas, whatever you feel God called you to do, learn how to steward it well, and you'll have favor and you'll have blessing and you'll have a harvest. And so thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah. This has been amazing. I'm so great that you came on and blessed us with so many good things that I'm going to mull over and process. This is what we have to do, right? We have to take everybody's information that they've been downloaded or that they worked through themselves, and you see the fruit. You see the fruit in your life. And obviously it's very evident that, first of all, Thrive works, but also that how you overcame comparison and how you overcame that whole process of like what God was doing in your heart, you know, and he was very gentle with you. And so I'm very grateful that you were able to come on and share your story. And I can't wait to see you more in person for real.
Oh yeah. That'd be nice.
It would be great. I'm going to put you in the back room and I'm going to come and see you in a minute. Bye, Brynn. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, my goodness. I hope you guys were taking notes because I just, there's just so much stuff that she said that can help our everyday life. Again, this is what I was saying about what this show is about. It's, learning practically how to live with God in the middle of our chaos, in the middle of our happy moments, in the middle of our work, in the middle of our family life. What does it practically look like to be with God? And so taking notes, put your hands, your very own hands on your head and say that you have the mind of Christ, that you have no limitations, that he is the ultimate person who has all the knowledge possible that you need in order to do what he has called you to do. And don't look to the left or the right. Just look straight ahead and wait and focus in on what he has called you to do. Prophesy over yourself, speak good over yourself. Get a mirror. That's key. Get yourself a mirror. And on this mirror, write these notes. Stay focused, stay consistent, show up, and take up space. Write those on the mirror and look at yourself in the mirror and tell these things to yourself, because I'm telling you, keeping God's promise, keeping the promises that you've made for yourself tells that you value yourself. You value what the cross did for you. You value what God has done for you when you value yourself as well. This is not one of those, love yourself all the time and don't care about anybody else. That's not what this is about, because, the commandments is love your neighbor as you love yourself. So you need to love yourself as well through the eyes of God. And what he has called you to do is to stay focused on what he's called you to do. Run that race with him as you're loving your neighbors. It's a big circle. You love yourself, you love your neighbors, you love your neighbors, you love yourself. It works all together. I just want to bless you guys tonight. I pray that God just encounters your dreams tonight, that he speaks to you clearly as to what your thing is, as to what you're called to do, that you know what that is. I just bless you tonight. Thank you so much for joining Tea Talks. This has been an amazing, fruitful night. Have a good time.